Hey YouTube, it's Chris from TeamShockWaves, just here to pretty much talk about my Evolsaur deck list, or deck profile. I know I've been getting a bunch of requests for it. So first of all, I would like to say this was made before Duelist Alliance, so it's not, I haven't played it against Stellar Knights, Shadows, Yang Zings, pretty much anything that's new, that's good now. It was decent back last. Mermails, Fire Fists, hats, and pretty much it did pretty good back then. It's still a solid deck. It has its ups and downs, and you know, Evolsaur I think is a really cool deck. It has a lot of synergy. There are times where you get random Evolsaurs in hands. It happens. Like it just happens. But I think it's still a pretty good deck, and it should hold its own against this new rivals. And without further ado, let's get to it. So this is the deck. Evolsaur Serato. I know it's an Evolsaur, recruits and stuff, but one thing you gotta keep in mind is that one, you have to not waste, but technically use an Evoltile's effect to bring him out in order for him to be a 2100 beater, a recruiter. He's still really good as a 19 4-star. Even if you don't get an Evoltile effect, he's still just a really good, you know, a really strong monster to drop opening hand or to keep it set. It helps set up the graveyard for your trap card, which I will talk about shortly. But I only played at 2. I think 3 is too much. It, again, okay, not that great, but not that bad either. So 2 is definitely a good number. Next is Weslow. I was playing 3 before Duelist Alliance because the only time they would really get hit is if somebody side decks Nobleman of Extermination for the hands, which I do play, but they normally just leave this alone. If they don't attack it, you flip it. Either bring out Seratos to attack for, you know, recruit one of your Evoltiles, or bring out any of the other Evolsaurs to get their effects off. Really strong card, so good. Might put it to 2 and bring my next card, which is Nahasho, to 3. Card's pretty busted. When it's tributed, it special summons a Evolsaur from the deck. Same thing as Weslow. You don't have to flip it. Really good. The spell card, it's roughly a really combo based deck, but might bring it up to 3 since I believe Noble Arms of, how can I say this card's name? Noble Knight of Crossout. It's gonna be an actual card. It's 2 Shadows. Evolsaur Diplo is my strongest opening play. Normally, people play it at 2 because they either play 3 MSTs or 2 MSTs, or it's a dead draw, blah this, blah that. I think it's 3. Really good card. If you draw it at hand, oh well. If not, you know, you just know that you're gonna have a really powerful play. Normally you can flip Weslow, play Diplo, pop a threat, which is either a face up or a face down card, and then either normal summon your dead Evolsaurs and exceed to one of their cards, or just keep it in defense mode and let your opponent beat on both of them, the Evoltile and Evolsaur, and play the trap card. Still really good card. I love it. I play it at 3 all times. I don't think I'm going to cut it anytime soon. Next card is Volcano. Again, another powerful card. I played at 3. I side deck 1 out because it does become dead. He's not as strong as Diplo, but he's still really powerful in effect wise. When he is special summoned by the effect of an Evoltile, he special summons a level 4 Evolsaur from the deck. So that means your Diplo that you use, or your Serato that you use, or even another Volcano that you use, you bring it out. You can't attack with it, but you're just going to use it as an exceed fodder anyway. Blaster, one of course. Really good with the dead ones. You keep a hand, it makes it really live. Plus, if your graveyard is full of them, you can also reborn it from the graveyard. It's a 2800 beatsticks. It gets rid of a lot of threats that stop your deck, like if your opponent flip by emptiness or something. You can pop it with this before you go off. I wish it was back at 3. Not really, because then we'd probably lose every match. Still a really good card. Play it at 1. Always play it at 1. And then the other monsters that I play are 2 Effect Veilers and 2 sets of both Fire and Ice Hand. Normally people would play either another of the Evil tile that lets you recycle the Evolsaurs, or Darwino, I believe, the 5-star that lets you rank up, or lets you raise the stars. They're both good cards. I don't like them to play in this version of this deck. Effect Veiler is Effect Veiler, negates effect, really clutch play. Dump it when you really feel threatened, or when you have a Lagia and you can't go into your Doka. Ice Hand, Fire Hand, really good because pretty much everybody was running Ice Hand and Fire Hand, and you know, Marmelo and what are they called? Artifacts and all that stuff. So they pretty much got around the whole meta, if you will. Then for spells, it was kind of tricky. I played Double Dichotomy. I think it's a really good card in this deck because of the whole reptile, dinosaur, and then dragon. And even then you run spellcasters, pyro, and ice. So lets you shuffle 3 back into the deck, so that makes a Diplo live, Diplo live, which is a dinosaur, or any of the evil tiles makes them live, puts an Effect Veiler back, put an Ice Hand back, Fire Hand to recycle and keep using their effect. Then draw 2. You can't attack, but it lets you set up and you drop one of your Exceeds and pretty much hold the fort. Lances, you gotta make sure that Westlow does not get negated, your monsters do not get bottomless or compulsed. So I've been putting in every one of my decks. It's just really good, it's strong. The road of the deck. Evil Diversity grabs either Evolsaur or an Evil Tower and adds it to your hand. You can only play once per turn. Why wouldn't you even play 3? I don't know. This card's too good to not play 3. Evil Force is technically the play starter. Its effect is tribute a Evolsaur to special summon. Special tribute an Evil Tile to special summon an Evolsaur, and they get their effects as if they were to be special summoned by an Evil Tile. So Evil Force Nahasho lets you either bring out double Diplo to destroy 2 back rows, so you can go into a Exceed, or double Volcano, or I believe one of the Volcanoes missed timing. But you can Diplo into Volcano, you can bring out Serato, Diplo, if you're unaware of their back row or you're just too afraid to do anything. Regardless, does the best plays, really good card. You keep it at hand most of the time until you draw the Nahasho. You don't want to waste it on a Westlow, but you know, if time comes, then I guess you could still do it. Still a really good powerful play. Mind Control lets you steal your opponent's level 4s, MST at 1 because you're running 3 Diplos. Either or, it's still really good. You side deck into more of these. Econ at 1, I played it at 2, didn't do so good. Played 1, really iffy card. Lets you tribute the Nahasho to special summon 1 plus take control of their monsters, so it makes a pretty silly play. Dark Hole, Book, Bottomless, Compulse, all staples. Double Fiendish Chains, these are going to get replaced for breakthrough skills. I love these cards because they stop an attack, but they get stopped by either an MST or, you know, Royal Decree, so love it. Probably going to replace it by breakthrough skill though, just because they're better. And then the 3 Evil Singularity. Card put in so much work, card is so good. If you were to diversity into Evolsaur Exceed, you can detach the 2, like for instance Lagia, you can detach the 2 as a cost, chain the diversity, and then play another one. So crazy plays. It lets you bring out a monster for no reason. It also lets you bring out Solda, which normally you need 2 6s, but it just lets you play it for free. Really strong card. But this is the build. Not too many traps, a little spell heavy, but these are all the creatures. And then this is my extra deck, which is triple Lagia. Who doesn't love Solemn Judgment at 3? So I keep that at 3. The double Doka stops a lot of decks that are really effect heavy. So it's a really strong play, like opening, or to secure your opponent from like not dropping a monster that would stop you. I don't know, plays Gores or forgot the name of the other one, but any one of those little things that come out and stop your attack. Solda, when a monster is special summon, you can detach one to destroy it, and he can't be destroyed by card effects as long as he has materials. Really strong. Lets you pretty much stop your opponent with that, and they can't do anything about it with card effects. Exiton, Black Ship of Corn, Cowboy are pretty much staples. The 101, the Rhapsody are meant for the Boojin playmat and pretty much the Boojin play. In any deck that honestly special summons Abyss Dweller because it's a must. I use one imp because it could actually search out for the Nahasho and the Westlows because they're reptiles. So pretty silly opening play. Let's do that. Grab the Nahasho, play the Evil Force. One Maelstroke and then one Emerald to recycle back everything in the deck. So I've had a chance to play tests against Shadows, not Yang Zing yet, and Stellar Knights. I played Shadows. They are really strong, but they do have their flaws. They don't win all their matches, but they do stop you. I feel it's like almost like a Boojin type deal there. The deck really depends on how it's set up. You can do really well if you set up first. If not, you're gonna have your hard time. It's basic principle here, I guess. Stellar Knights, they swarm just as fast. Actually, they swarm faster than you do. So even though they do get their monsters out, they really don't have a finishing move. They're like Glad Beasts. They will set their board and then set a chariot and hope for the best. And then Yang Zing haven't really got a chance to play against them. But from what I hear, when they synchro something, normally those things stay on the board for a while. So let's just hope we have an extra deck for that. But I still think it's really good. It should do really fine against most of these decks. I'm going to see if I could try to play it soon in one of our locals, see how well it does. But as of now, I'm just keeping it the way it is. And that's all for me. This is Chris signing out.